Welcome to our deep dive into something that, well, affects us all, the weather. Specifically today, we're zeroing in on a challenging, definitely fascinating forecast. It's for Europe, West Russia, and the North Caucasus, looking at late August 2025.
That's right. We've been digging into this detailed strategic weather and climate risk outlook.
Yeah, and our mission really is to unpack what seems like a stark atmospheric split almost, like two different Euroques happening at once, weather-wise.
A real dichotomy.
Exactly. So let's get into it. What exactly is going on and, why should you care? Okay, so the main thing, the dominant feature, seems to be this really powerful high-pressure ridge. People are calling it a heat dome, right? Mm-hmm. And it's just parked over Western and Central Europe.
Locked in place.
And this atmospheric blocking pattern, it's essentially like a shield, isn't it? Pushing away major weather systems.
Precisely. And that means long stretches of stable, very dry, and exceptionally hot weather. We're talking a huge area affected. And what's really interesting, scientifically speaking, is how this heat dome works. It really does act like a kind of lid on the atmosphere.
A lid trapping the warm air.
Exactly. It stops cooler Atlantic air from pushing in. So you get this cumulative heating effect. Day after day, it turns just warm weather into a serious, dangerous heat wave.
Right. And meanwhile, further north,
totally different story up there. Northern Europe stays under a low-pressure trough. So think unsettled, cooler, definitely wetter conditions. It sets up this really sharp temperature contrast, a strong thermal gradient across the continent.
Okay, so with this massive heat dome stuck over Western and Central Europe, what's the biggest immediate risk we need to focus on?
That would have to be the heat wave itself, prolonged and severe. We're looking at temperatures way above average.
Like how much above?
Well, take Paris. Its August average is usually around 23 Celsius, right? Forecast is showing an average of 29. That's a huge jump.
Wow.
And Madrid, normally maybe 32 degrees, could be averaging 38 Celsius. That's pushing 100 Fahrenheit as an average for the period.
Yeah.
It's intense.
And it's not just about feeling hot, is it? This connects to other problems.
Absolutely. This is where it gets really critical. This extreme heat is going to massively worsen existing drought conditions,
which then ramps up the wildfire risk.
To critical levels. We're talking about a compounding crisis here. The heat feeds the dryness fuels the fires.
Yeah, and the duration is key too. It creates this cumulative heat stress. Because the air stays so warm, you don't get that overnight cooling.
The tropical nights you mentioned.
Exactly, where temperatures don't drop below 20 Celsius, your body just doesn't get a break, doesn't recover, and that hits vulnerable populations hardest.
And infrastructure too, I imagine. Power grids.
Huge strain. Everyone runs the air conditioning, demand spikes. You see how these risks cascade? It's not just one thing.
Okay, this seems counterintuitive though. You've got this massive high pressure, extreme dryness. Shouldn't that mean clear skies, no rain? But the outlook mentions storms. Yeah, it seems like a paradox, doesn't it? But it's the second major hazard. Isolated but potentially severe thunderstorms.
How does that happen?
It's a great question. All that intense surface heating builds up enormous amounts of energy in the lower atmosphere. We call it Cape E convective available potential energy. It's basically thunderstorm fuel.
So the potential is there, but the heat dome is suppressing it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
The dome acts like a cap, a lid. But if you get a localized trigger, maybe air rising over mountains or a sea breeze front pushing inland, it can break through that cap.
Punching a hole in the lid.
Exactly. And when it breaks, all that stored energy releases explosively. You don't get widespread, gentle rain. You get isolated, but really intense supercells.
Capable of what? Large hail?
Large hail, definitely. Damaging downburst winds, those sudden violent downdrafts. And torrential localized rain.
Which on baked hard ground
has nowhere to go. Instant flash flood risk.
Yeah.
So you have this weird, dangerous mix. Widespread drought and heat, punctuated by sudden, violent localized storms.
So, stepping back a bit, is this just, a really bad patch of summer weather for 2025? Or is this telling us something bigger?
Oh, it's definitely pointing to something bigger.
Yeah.
These conditions, while extreme, aren't really an anomaly anymore in the broader context.
What do you mean?
Well, the data is clear. Europe is warming significantly faster than the global average, about twice the rate, actually.
Twice the global average? Wow.
Yeah, and the increasing frequency, intensity, and duration of these extreme heat events. Leading scientific bodies, like the IPCC, link them directly to human-caused climate change with very high confidence.
So this forecast for late August 25, it's like a case study for Europe's new summer reality.
I think that's a good way to put it. It showcases this emerging, more volatile summer climate. It's not just one hazard like a heat wave or a flood. It's this cascade of interconnected threats. We're moving from thinking about discrete emergencies to systemic, almost predictable challenges. This forecast, it really underscores a fundamental shift, I think. These periods of intense, widespread, and compounding extreme weather, they're becoming a regular feature of European summers now.
Not the exception, but increasingly the rule.
Kind of, yeah. And that means we really need a paradigm shift, right, for everyone. Rethinking how we design cities, how we farm, how we protect critical infrastructure. It demands adaptation.
It really drives home that this isn't just a weather report, it's a glimpse into a future that's, well, arriving pretty fast. So maybe something for you to think about is, how might this emerging reality change how you adapt in your own community or even just in your daily life? Something to mull over until our next deep dive.